that faith. You should walk in Christianity. Every step you take should be in that faith. Every thought you think should become in alignment with what that religion says. If you're practicing Buddhism, everything that you do, everything that you think should be in terms with that path that you're on. And you shouldn't allow yourself to deviate from that no matter what happens. No matter what comes across your vision, you have to take that path to the end of it. So I just want to make this video to first point out that you're on the path whether you know it or not. That's the first thing I want to point out. Because it's important to know, even if you don't see it and you don't realize it. It's important to know. What's up, man? It's important to know, even if you don't see it or realize it, that you're on a path and you're going somewhere. Every day, every step you take, every relationship you make, every action you do, every decision you make, everything. I just want to point out that everything matters. Everything that you do matters. People think that only the huge things matter, the big things matter. Okay, this big thing matters, but the small things don't matter. Not realizing that the small things make up the whole. Brick by brick, you build the house. Each brick adding its own part to the house. You build it with each brick. Without one brick, the whole house couldn't be built. So this has to be how you start to look at life. You're building something here, brick by brick. It may take time, it may take years, it may take decades, but brick by brick you build. And once you build this house, this tower of a place, and let me be clear, once you've built it out of things that are strong, because if you build a tower out of weakness, it's going to crumble up. It's going to fall down. It's always going to fall down. It can't stand up long. Maybe you build weakness for a while and it seems to stand up strong, but if you build weakness for a little bit longer and try to keep sustaining that, eventually it'll fall down, because weak habits have no choice but to bring you to danger and detriment. But once you start building a tower out of strength, out of rocks and stones, out of strong thoughts, out of strong perseverance, strong faith, when you start to persevere through every challenge that you have, this is how you build strength. When you stop to run towards pleasure for your happiness, this is how you build strength. If you look at all the religions, the main thing they shun is pleasure, because they know that pleasure is bad. That's why in the Bible, lust is a sin, because it makes us so weak. And if we allow lust to rule our life, it will take us where lust leads you. Is that the path you're taking? Is that what you build your life on? If you build your life on lust, I really hope that you can see that you're in the wrong place and it's time to turn around. Because the way it works is you get hooked into the bait. And then after you get hooked into the bait, you start to see a lot of things that weren't there before you took the bait. Before you started having sex, before you started watching porn, before you started dating people and getting very sexual, do you not realize that things have changed? Your mind has directly been changed since that time that you took the bait. And you're so confused and you're so caught in the trap of the bait, you forget that the bait is what got you here. So you're trying to get rid of all the things in the trap, instead of just saying, I won't take the bait anymore. So a lot of people try to hold on to the bait, thinking that the bait is what's going to save them, and that the trap they're in is what they need to get away from. Not realizing that they're only in the trap because they took the bait. If you never took the bait in the first place, you would have never been trapped. But see, in order to do that, people have to give up the thing that they love, and people don't want to give up what they love because they don't know anything else, and it's like a fear involved with it. Like, if I give this up, then you're stuck with the bait for a while. That's true. If you give up you're stuck in the trap for a while. But if you start to give up the bait, slowly you'll break out that trap. And then you have to develop the mindset that I won't take the bait anymore. I took the bait before. It looked good. That's what I want to explain to you here. The bait always looks good. Don't expect the bait to look disgusting. When you go fishing and you put that food on the hook, you don't put poop on the hook. You put something that the fish will like on the hook. And then you hook the fish. This is how the devil works. You put something that the fish likes on the hook. The fish goes and bites at it because they want the good taste. And after biting, then they realize, oh, shoot, I'm hooked. But by then, they're already hooked. And our job is to realize, what is it that we're taking the bait on and biting at the hook? What is it on that hook? We need to avoid whatever is on that hook so we don't get on that hook. We can't pull that hook out if we keep going towards the bait. We don't realize that these things that look great and beautiful in the world are actually they're traps set up for us. They're traps to fall into, and they're dangerous things to fiddle around with. You'll be exposed to a lot of things that you didn't have to be exposed to if you keep doing evil things like watching porn. It's horrible for you because and when I say this, I mean this from a spiritual standpoint. Again, that's just the mind. From the standpoint of the mind, you're affecting your mind in dangerous ways when you watch stuff like that. And you're allowing a lot of things to come in that shouldn't be there. So you have to, one, realize that you're trapped. Okay, I am in a trap. Realize that first. Because if you weren't trapped, you would have no problem with your situation. So realize, okay, I'm in a trap. And then second thing you want to do is start to think and contemplate, how did I get in this trap? How did I get here? What got me in this trap? You want to start to contemplate, okay, before what was I not trapped? Because all this stuff that we're seeing now wasn't here at a certain point in time. When you were younger, it wasn't here at that time. And the longer you practice, you'll start to see that more, that, okay, this wasn't here at that time until I did what? Until I started doing this action right here. Until I started watching porn. Now that I started watching porn, and now that I started having sex wildly and just allowing it to take over my life, now I'm trapped. This is what has trapped me. When you start to realize that, once you realize what has trapped you, now you can start to avoid the trap. But it's not going to be easy to avoid the trap, because that trap is going to be your sense of safety. You find a sense of safety in lust. You find a sense of safety in that relationship. You find a sense of safety in sex. It's a safe feeling there. For some reason, the bait makes you feel safe, and that's why it's a trap, and that's why it's hard to break away from, because it's very deceiving if you don't practice and clear out your mind, because it feels safe. But then once you're away from it, then everything seems bad. So when you're having sex, everything seems safe. This is my safe spot. That only lasts so long, and then you go back into life, and now you're afraid of everything. Everything's scaring you again. And then you go back to the bait, thinking that the bait is the good thing, thinking that the bait is what's helping you and what's saving you, not realizing the bait is what has hurt you. The bait is what has brought you down. That's all I want to talk about. I don't want to ramble too much more. Y'all have a good one.